Hey guys, AuspiciousAussie here, and welcome to episode 15 of The Road to Glory, here with Kyle Adams. Now, in case you missed the last episode, I would really recommend going back and watching it. Probably one of the most important and integral episodes of the series so far. We hit regional probably about a month earlier than I sort of expected, but as you can see, we are finally a regional company. We're still in the month of January. We didn't get all the way through because we made a few more signings and a few different things in that episode. So we're going to head towards the end of January, end of month event, which is high altitude. Let me just give you a brief rundown of who we actually brought in. First of all, Angel of Mercy, former South of the Border wrestler, very talented. He was brought in. We then brought in Ernest Youngman. Of course, a lot of you will be pretty familiar with him. Absolutely incredible talent. As you can see, that top row is absolutely insane. Really looking forward to Kyler getting a few matches in with him. Then we had Mobstar. And I've also missed someone that I'll go back into in a second. But Mobstars, he's relatively good. I more brought him in for his brawling and the fact that I think he can make a decent tag team with this guy here, Kelly Slick, who I have been a big fan of since TEW 2016 came out, but I've never actually used him. I've never used him properly, and I thought that this was the best time. You know, we're on the road to TEW 2020, and I wanted to try and use him before that game does come out, so here we go. As you can see, he's also got the B- brawling there, similar to Mobstar. They're actually more or less carbon copies of each other. I think Kelly Slick does have a little bit more upside to him. But as you can see, already starting to get over. All the new guys have come in, and they're basically all main eventers. So it kind of helps. Helps the ranks, definitely. You know, the strength in our roster by adding all these guys. They are very expensive, don't get me wrong. I think Kelly Slick is the cheapest out of all of them, and he's on 900 per appearance as well. However, they were all signed while we were a small company. Basically, that means that they don't have any downside in their contracts. So once you become regional, downsides, which means if you don't use them, they get paid the downside no matter what. So if they don't make an appearance throughout the month, they get their downside. That can sometimes be a bit of a money pitfall when it comes to regional companies. So we managed to sort of avoid that. And I think it's going to be pretty beneficial for the finances, at least until it starts to recover. We will bring in a few more people as, you know, time goes on. Oh, Felipe's back from his injury. That's good to see. And we have a new friendship as well, Cobra and Seth Whitehead. That's pretty cool to see as well. I mean, they've both been with the company since we started, so happy about that. Rich Money joining South of the Border. Pretty interesting as well there. He was heavily linked with North of the Border, so fairly strange. Anyway, let's give Felipe his push. He's only a mid-carder. Man, I cannot believe that. His popularity's... Oh. It's really gone that bad. Alright, I think we need to use Felipe a bit better. Although some of these guys will need to push our guys up a little bit further. I mean, there's a bit of a spoiler for the stats in case you didn't see the end of stat screen last episode for Kyler. Looking pretty good. 1 point off an A for psychology. And as you can see, the attendances after hitting regional, absolutely incredible. Over 1,800. And hopefully we can get that type of attendance here today. Anyway, for the main event, I think I'm going to go with Ernest Youngman taking on Felipe Caballero. I feel like that's a pretty good main event. We're actually, of course, we're going to give Ernest the victory. I mean, he's on a bit of a hot streak at the moment. What's his psychology? It's pretty good. They could probably call it in the ring. We're going to have Sunny Wildside team up with Kyler Adams. And they're going to take on the team of El Mítico Jr. and Angel of Mercy. The two luchadors versus the two North American studs. I mean, that could be their name, their tag team name. Not sure about it. We'll have to wait and see. I do want to give Kyler the victory on El Mítico. We can probably call this match, actually. Because Sunny's got a B-. El Mítico's got a B- there as well. What about Angel of Mercy? Almost a B-, 1 point off. Let's, kind of want to make this the main event. Let's make this the main event. We'll give that match 20 minutes. Curious to see how they'll compare. And then finally, we'll do another match. Let's have some of the originals. Let's go Logan taking on Rob Reynolds. Give it 10 minutes. And we can leave that one blank as well, actually. There we go. Let's do our angles here. So we'll just go with Kyler, Jenny, and Sunny. Then we'll have Ernest cut a promo on Felipe. We can do both entertainment. That'll probably actually help the angle out a little bit more. And we can actually do one more. Let's go with Logan, I think. Yeah, definitely Logan. We can throw Rob in there as well. I just don't want him rated on anything. Alright, it's pretty good. Let's run the show. So we start off with a 47D. The Ernest Youngman angle with Felipe Caballero. Their match gets a 55C- with Ernest Youngman defeating Felipe Caballero in 2012 by pinfall with the hit. And apparently Ernest was actually off his game as well. But a very solid C- there. We also have Felipe improving in technical skills, as you would kind of expect with the B's and B- Ernest has in his technical stats in his top row. We then go to a 37D- for the Logan Wolfsbane angle. Their match getting a 45D. We've got Logan Wolfsbane defeating Rob Reynolds in 10-13 by pinfall with a belly-to-belly suplex. You know, it's a pretty decent match, I would say. Close to a D+. We then go into a D-, apparently. Very strange. For Kyler and Jenny, well, Kyler, Jenny, and Sunny's angle. The main event does, you know, relatively well. A little bit lower than that first match. We get a 53C-. Kyler Adams and Sunny Wildside defeating Angel of Mercy and El Mítico Jr. in 20 minutes 3 seconds when Kyler defeated El Mítico Jr. by pinfall with a K-trigger. And, yeah, apparently the two luchadors have absolutely zero chemistry as partners, so that's very, very interesting and pretty unfortunate at the same time. Yeah, good to see Sunny with a 58 in-ring performance there. Very impressive. So that match rating would have been a lot higher had they not have negative chemistry or zero chemistry with each other. Anyway, overall Sheridan getting us a 40D-. Again, still increasing our popularity, which is the main thing. Because the end of the month means the end of the grace period, I believe. And yeah, basically, once the grace period runs out, we're going to feel the full effects of our regional battles. I'm going to try and assume that we're pretty close to matching. Where is it? Q. Have a look at their recent matches. So it's a 39 D minus. We've actually beaten that. So QAW, the women's wrestling in the Mid-South, one of our rivals in the regional battles, we're actually beating them at the moment. Interesting. That's, yeah, I wasn't actually expecting that. So I guess we're probably not going to come last, if that is the case, for this month. Coming last, I think, is a more harsh penalty. That's perfect. I'm gonna have a look at the popularity. We're still at a 30. I'm thinking that the wrestling industry just dropped to a D+. And in my mind, I think that means, as you can see, the D+ there, 51. I think that means that we're going to gain less popularity per show. I think before it was 0.3, 0.3? Yeah, 0.3. And I think from now on, let's actually have a test. We can't. Anyway, we'll do a test after this show. Let's book another tag match. This time we're going to have the Suffering take on the team of Mobstar and Callie Slick. That's going to be our main event here. Big 20-minute match. I'm fine with leaving it blank because I think Callie Slick and Mobstar are probably going to win anyway. There we go. I have thought of some interesting names for a stable with Callie Slick, Mobstar, and possibly Gravedigger coming in. I think I'm going to call it the Long Beach Mafia. Now, there's obviously the Long Beach crew is Callie Slick and Aces High. Is it Aces High? Yeah, Aces High. I'm not going to bring Aces High in because he's a detriment to your backstage rating, a very negative influence. So he's not going to come in, but I want to have Callie Slick basically be the leader of the stable, the head honcho of the Long Beach Mafia. I think it's a pretty cool name. Again, it plays on his tag team. And basically, it's him going from a crew into a mafia, which obviously is a massive step up in regards to the crime world. Anyway. Next match, we'll do a one-on-one. Kyler can take on... Who can he take on? Let's go with Takano. I feel like he hasn't versed Takano in a long time. And of course, we're probably going to lose Takano this year, so... let's go 16. Actually, let's go 20. I want to see a 20-minute match. I think it's probably a little bit low. But we need to be having Takano do promos. I'm actually getting... Let's give Takano the victory. I'm going to try and call it. I mean, Kyler has 88 psychology. I think he can carry a match that's called with someone that has C+. You would assume so. There we go. They can go up there. We'll do... Let's do another tag match. Let's use some of the old boys. We'll throw Austin Smooth in there. He can team up with... we'll go Fro Shaw. Obviously not an old boy. But they can take on Gideon Kato and Ralph Liotta. Perfect. And I guess we'll give Froshaw the victory. I mean, Froshaw possibly could join the Long Beach Mafia. Let's actually create it here. Hear me tapping away on my keyboard. I do have a mechanical keyboard, but it still sounds very loud. It's also right next to the microphone, so it doesn't help. Alright, so the Long Beach Mafia. We'll chuck in Cali Slick and Mobster. I think that's pretty cool. We can write a bit of a description later. I'll probably mute the microphone when I do that. So yeah, that's fine. Let's do our angles. Let's have a Cali Slick Mobster angle. And we'll call it... There we go. Actually put a little bit of storyline in here. There we go. We can actually make a storyline as well. This one, I think this one can run at least until the season finale, so throughout the entirety of this year. What am I doing? Cali Slick. Mobster. And I guess we can... Yeah, we'll throw in Felipe and Seth. Because at some stage, Cali Slick will probably get a title shot. I guess we can also actually add... yeah, we'll add Cobra and Avalanche Tucano. Pretty much only because they're the only other tag team that we actually have in the company. There we go. Perfect. We'll have that before the match. It kind of makes a little bit more sense. Then we want to have Tucano cutting a bit of a back and forth promo with Kyla and Jenny. I think Tucano is actually probably going to help Kyla more than Jenny is at the moment. I think Kyla is about to overtake Jenny's stats. As you can see, 72B for the microphone. And if we have a quick look at Jenny, I think she's actually improved quite a lot as well since she's come in. Yeah, as you can see, she's gone from a 71 to a 76 and a 73 on the microphone. Also gaining a fair bit of charisma there as well. Sex appeal's dropped, but I think that might be due to her age, which is getting on a bit the old cougar. So yeah, there we go. I'm pretty happy with that. Actually, we'll do another angle. We'll do Austin Smooth and Froshaw. And yeah, I mean, the thought process behind this angle here is basically these two are just so arrogant back and forth with each other. They literally think that they're the best wrestler in the company. And they're going to have to try and tag team tonight. Let's again go generic venue and we'll run the show. I think it's a pretty good one. We start off with a 48D+. No improvements there for the Avalanche Kyla angle. The match does relatively well, 51D+. We got Avalanche Tucano defeating Kyla Adams in 20 minutes 1 second by pinfall with a Mountain Tucano. 51 in-ring performance there from Kyla. Not too bad. Actually carrying the match. We then go into a 40D-. The tag team angle between Austin Smooth and Froshaw. Their match gets a 42 with Austin and Fro defeating Gideon Kato and Ralph Liotta in 932 when Froshaw defeated Ralph by pinfall with a sure thing. And apparently they have great chemistry when tag teaming together. That is perfect. That literally plays into the sort of storyline angle I was just talking about. You know, they're so arrogant and almost cocky to each other, saying they're the best, and then they come out and have, you know, amazing chemistry. Yeah, I don't know. We also have Giddy Kato improving in flying skills. Basically, I was just trying to think of a tag team name for them. You could have Shaw Wear Smooth. I don't know. Shaw Wear Smooth. I don't know. Anyway, let me know down in the comment section below if you have a name for Austin Smooth and Froshaw's tag team. If you can, try and play it off to that cocky, egotistical, you know, where I'm the best. Not we're the best, but I'm the best. Something like that would be very cool. And again, allows you guys to add your little bit into the series. We then have a 46D for the formation of the first ever stable in Summit Wrestling. We've got Cali Slick announcing the new stable with Mobster as the Long Beach Mafia. We also have Mobster developing better performance skills on the mic, so pretty happy with that. I mean, he just looks like a badass with his bandanas. The main event gets a 56C-. We got the Suffering defeating Cali Slick and Mobster. Was not expecting that at all. In 1938, when Felipe defeated Mobster by pinfall with a Caballero drop. And we also have Mobster improving in performance skills. So Mobster's really improving, which is good to see. But yeah, sort of expected Cali Slick and Mobster to win this match. Kind of makes them look a little bit weak. Anyway. Overall show rating getting a 41D, so we evade the evil, well, the evil E pluses and then the D minuses as well. For a nice, you know, solid D rated grade. Pretty happy with that. Ooh. Not a bad signing there by New York City Wrestling. Lasana. I was thinking about bringing him in. We have him on the short list. Anyway. I mean, Froshaw still got major morale issues. We're going to have to use him on this show for sure. Alright, I think I have the team name. I apologize. Let me know if you have a better one. We can always change it. Yeah, it's going to be, I'm sure I'm smooth. I kind of like that. Ooh, spelled it wrong. I'm sure I'm smooth. I don't know. I like it. It just fits, and we'll put a full stop at the end there. And then we'll have Froshaw, Austin Smooth. Done. There we go. I'm sure I'm smooth. It actually looks pretty good, I have to admit. And it literally just popped into my head. So yeah. Now, I'm pretty sure in the last episode I did make someone the #1 contender. But I cannot remember who I did. Or who I made the #1 contender. Let's have a look at the history. I think it was the first or second show. Second show? I think I made Samael the #1 contender, getting his rematch. So yeah, we can do that. We can do that. Alright, nice. Sunny Wildside improving his behavior. Positive impact. Economy is still falling as well. Alright, so let's book the main event. We'll have Seth. Pretty crazy that he's still the champion. Whoa. That's gone up quite a bit this month. He's gained 4 points of popularity. How is he still an upper mid-carder? I mean, Samael's pretty close behind. I'm not sure who I want to actually put the title on. If I want to keep it on Seth or move it to Samael for a second time. Interesting. Ooh, fourth time matchup. We'll do it anyway. A bit of a risk, but we will do it. All right, we'll keep booking. Let's have I'm Sure I'm Smooth take on. Should probably add them as a tag team as well. Kelly Slick and Mobstar. But I think this is a pretty good match as well. We'll give it 20. And then I want to have Kelly Slick get the victory. Yeah, so there we go. I'm surprised Fro actually took that. Didn't think that he would take a loss there. The next match we'll go with perfect match. Ernest Youngman taking on Kyla Adams. I mean, if it was in the tri-state, we know who would win. Actually, you know what? We'll leave it blank. Kind of want to give it 20 minutes as well. We're going to leave it blank. Open, cold, slow build, and decisive as well. Now, Kyla's lost. He's lost a little bit of popularity recently, so it's not great. Anyway, I then want to have. I guess we'll do a 6-man tag as well. Pretty much just throw in everyone that's not exactly used. Who do I want to win on this side? Yeah, Takano. And they can take on TEW, Kid Fantastic, and yeah, we'll put Sunny in there as well. Sunny can take a loss. Probably not going to push Sunny for a little while. The winner can be... Yeah, we'll give it to El Midico. Have that run first. Then we'll do our angles. Of course, got to have the Samael Menace angle. Perfect. Chuck that there. And again, we want to go with the Kelly Slick. I think in this one, we'll put everyone in this one. So Kelly Slick, Mobstar, Froshaw, and Austin Smooth. And we'll just get everyone on entertainment to try and, improve their promo skills, or their entertainment skills, I should say. Then finally, we want to have Ernest Youngman cutting a promo on our boy Kyla Adams, and of course Jenny can be there as well. I mean, I really like this show. It feels very, very strong. We can actually throw in another angle here. So Angel of Mercy, can he speak English? That is the question. He can, fluent English. Interesting. El Midico and who was it? It was Avalanche Takano, wasn't it? All right, there we go. That's a full hour and a half show, pretty much. Well, it's a bit longer than an hour and a half, really. Let's run it. I'm pretty happy with it. I think it's going to be a really, really good show. So we start off with a 50D+, the trio team of Angel of Mercy, El Mitico Jr., and Avalanche Decano. Six-man tag gets a 51D+. We've got Angel of Mercy, El Mitico, and Avalanche defeating Gideon Kato, Kid Fantastic, and Sunny Wildside in 9:57, when El Mitico defeated Gideon by pinfall with a Northern Lights suplex. And yeah, Kid Fantastic really off his game. A lot of worker improvements though. Kid Fantastic in performance skills, Gideon Kato in flying skills, and finally Angel of Mercy in technical. So that type of match is exactly what you sort of want from that scenario. Everybody sort of improving. We then go into a 43D, the Ernest Youngman, Kyle Adams angle. Their match gets a 55C-. We got Ernest Youngman actually defeating Kyle Adams in 1951 by pinfall with the hit. And we also have Kyle Adams improving in Rumble skills as a result of versing Ernest. I kind of wanted the technicals, but we'll take it. But a 55C-, that is pretty decent. We then go into a 45D for the big tag team angle. Of course, the Long Beach Mafia. And then, of course, I'm sure I'm smooth. And that actually, well, it improves the storyline. Well, loses heat because these two they're not actually aligned in the storyline. That's kind of a game-breaking way to go out of having tag teams not advance storylines when they're together, especially in promos with just the two of them. So if you don't align them, it treats them as individuals, so it advances. Yeah. A little bit of a game-breaking thing there. Not game-breaking, but just an advantage, especially if you're booking a storyline company. But yeah, 45D, not bad. The match, relatively good, a 50D+. We've got Cali Slick and Mobstar defeating I'm Sure, I'm Smooth in 1954 when Cali Slick defeated Froshaw by pinfall with a slick back. And then, of course, we have the great chemistry there for Austin and Fro. We also have a few worker improvements. We've got Froshaw in performance and Cali Slick in performance as well. So pretty happy with that. We then go to a 71C+ for the Menace angle from Samael. The match does relatively well, considering it was the fourth time we've actually done it recently. 57C-. We've got Seth Whitehead defeating Samael the Accuser in 1954 by submission with a Minnesota stretch. Seth Whitehead making defense number 2 of his Summit North American title. And yeah, they both had relatively similar in-ring performances. You got Seth with a 55 and Samael with a 53. Wow, the overall show rating getting a 46D. Very impressive. And I think we're probably going to win the regional battle. I'm going to assume so. Anyway, for the post-show speech, we need to try and get Froshaw back on side. I mean, Gideon, I think, has morale issues as well. I mean, honestly, there's probably quite a few. Yeah, quite a few more that probably have morale issues with me. I think Kurt Lovenkrantz has issues as well for something that happened months ago. Very strange. All right, let's advance one day. We're gonna get into February. See how much profit we made. Hopefully, it's better than 30,000. Interesting. I mean, he's not bad. Okay, that's interesting. We finished second out of 3 in the Mid-South. I thought we might have won, obviously not. And then we finished third out of 6 in the Southwest. Okay, not too bad. Ooh, Logan's got a Pride Glory tour. That's impressive. Hopefully that won't actually... Ooh, now that I think about it, it probably will keep him away. Ooh, 45,000. Got distracted very easily there. But it'll keep him away from our show probably for a while. Which is not great. He has minor morale issues, so... Yeah, but 45,000 profit. And that's despite us, of course, improving all of our production values. Not too bad. And yeah, somehow we're up to 31 popularity and 31 importance as well, as a result of that last show. So we're staying regional, which was probably always going to happen. I was a little bit worried about the grace period, but yeah, so far so good. High altitude, great success, and again, we're just going to move forward. Now, one thing I do want to do is we want to get Kelly Slick and Mobstar together, and we'll call them. Again, we'll just go with the same name, Long Beach Mafia. For some reason my B didn't register there. There we go. Yeah, that's fine. So we got a few tag teams now. I mean, tag team titles next episode? Perhaps. Anyway, what is our event for this month? We got Gold Rush. Now, I think for Gold Rush, we're going to have a 6-man main event for the North American title. I feel like it's probably the best way to go. It's not going to be in this episode, of course. We're already, nearly 38 minutes in. It will be next episode. I want to try and get through, hopefully, at least these first 2 weeks. So we'll try and book another 4 shows. But yeah, I feel like a 6-man main event would be a pretty awesome way to... I mean, that's kind of the gold rush, you know. Everyone's out looking for the gold. It kind of plays in itself. Anyway, let's have the Long Beach Mafia, and they can take on the team of Marcel Lafleur and... Yeah, we'll go Rob Reynolds. Why not? 12-minute match. We'll have Mobstar pick up the victory. Not going to be the main event. The main event will be El Mitico Jr. Unfortunately, he can't team up with Angel of Mercy, but he can team up with Samael the Accuser. And they can take on... Who can they take on? That's a good question. Let's go with Ernest Youngman and Kyla Adams. They, they faced each other at high altitude. Of course, Ernest getting the victory there. Basically outshining Kyla to an extent. And I think I want to give Samael the victory. And hopefully Ernest will take a loss. Not to punish him, obviously. But more just to steady the ship in regards to popularity. I think we're going to call this match as well. Extremely unhappy. We'll just leave it blank. There we go. I mean, it'll probably fall on Kyla, but that's fine. I just don't want the main event to be punished in that sort of regard. Let's do a singles match. We've already used Almitico. Let's go Felipe Caballero. And he can take on Sunny Wildside. Felipe to get the victory. Ooh, Sunny's upset. All right, let's give we'll give Sunny the victory then. Bit of an upset victory. Yeah, wow. Okay. Chuck that one there. We'll do one more singles match. Let's go with someone that needs. Actually, we'll go Angel of Mercy to take on Bob Casey. I just noticed that Angel of Mercy is wearing a suit. I think he's the only member of our roster to wear a suit. Now, there's an end of year role. It's basically Legend, wait for it, Dairy, and it is basically Barney Stinson from How I Met Your Mother. And your user character, so Kyler, would become best friends with Angel of Mercy because he's wearing a suit. Pretty interesting, sort of end of year role to get. I mean, it doesn't really do too much in regards to that, but yeah, it's interesting. Anyway, so Bob Casey against Angel of Mercy. Just, something I noticed very quickly there. We'll call it Angel of... Whoop, don't want to do that. Let's do that. Let's get rid of that. There we go. Chuck that one on first. Do our angles. So we'll have Ernest. We can pretty much have everyone in the main event. Ernest, Kyler, Jenny. Who are they versing? Elmidico and Samael. All right, there we go. Then we'll do an angle for Felipe and Sunny. Like I said, Sunny, his push isn't gonna. It's not gonna be very quick. Sort of want to keep him on a. Ooh, that's interesting. Let's we'll actually remove that one. Because I want an angle for Kelly Slick and Mobster for the Long Beach Mafia. There we go. Work the crowd with this match as well. And we'll run the show. Alright, so we start off with a 38 D-. Not a great match. It's Bob Casey. What do you expect? Good win for Angel of Mercy, I guess. Beating Bob Casey in 9:39 by submission. We then go into a 44D for the Long Beach Mafia. Not bad. Hopefully it'll continue to get better. Their entertainment stats are a little bit lower than their menace. But once that gets higher, the rating should be a bit better. Their match getting a 47D. We got the Long Beach Mafia defeating Marcel Lafleur and Rob Reynolds in 11:52 when Mobstar defeated Rob Reynolds by pinfall with a flattener DDT. And apparently, Kelly Slick was off his game. Still got a 52 in-ring performance, so he's good. We also had Rob Reynolds improving in Rumble skills. Of course, the brawling of these two is pretty impeccable. Whoa, okay. That was a 12-minute match. 62C for Sunny Wildside and Felipe Caballero as Sunny beats Felipe in 11:49 by pinfall with a fear factor. 62C. Is that our best? I think that might be our tied best rating. I'm going to have to go back and check that. I think that should have been the main event. Anyway, 57 in-ring for Felipe and a 59 in-ring for Sunny. I mean, he's basically pushing himself at this point. I'm not even doing anything, and he's shooting up, that's for sure. Wow. We then go into the main event angle, getting a 49D+. Samael looked good. And the main event gets a 58C-, a little bit lower, 4 points lower than that other match. But we have Elmidico and Samael defeating Ernest Youngman and Kyla Adams in 2010, when Samael defeated Ernest by pinfall with a Poison of God. Then we also had Ernest Youngman off his game, so a little bit frustrating. Obviously, the match could have done better. But yeah, I mean, it's not too bad. It's around the same for what we expect. Overall show rating getting a 44D, which is, going to benefit us in the regional battles. I have to say, I'm pretty happy with that show. Oh, no. That's frustrating. Because if we try and bring him back, we're going to have to pay a downside. That is super frustrating. I know I should have done something to try and keep him, but honestly, like, I didn't even do anything. We just left him off like a couple of shows, and just like that, he wants to leave. He was actually relatively cheap as well. Only $8.60. Alright, well, guess who's getting jobbed out? I mean, his popularity is dropped 1 point, to be fair. I'm going to miss him a little bit. I do love that star quality. Anyway. No, I probably should have done that either. Oopsies. But yeah, we're gonna job him out, and then I think we'll have to bring somebody else in probably before the end of the episode, which again is also frustrating considering we're gonna have to pay a downside on someone's contract. Not the biggest issue in the world. We run 9 shows a month, which is pretty ridiculous to begin with, but yeah, it's just more of an annoyance than anything else. And there was something I wanted to look at. I do want to look at the data. Summit Wrestling, popularity. Alright, so we're 31.5 in the Mid-South. Now, I want to see, after we run this next show, what it's actually going to go to. Lovely. Alright, any more issues? I mean, Marcel Lafleur now has a simmering tension after I fined him for almost getting into a fight. Ugh, okay. Where's Marcel? It's going to rib him, because why not? Hopefully, I mean, if I get a successful rib, it might get rid of the tension between us. Anyway, for this show, we're going to have Callie Slick take on Sunny Wildside. Sunny getting a chance in the main event. I mean, he's going to lose, but he's going to put on a bloody good show. Don't we know that? Alright, so that's the main event. We'll do a tag match here. Let's go Kyla Adams and Angela Mercy to take on Venomous Death. Yeah, we'll give it 12. Kyla to actually get the victory. And I kind of want Cobra to lose. Alright, there we go. Book another match. Singles match. I want to have Mobstar just basically destroy somebody. Kid Fantastic, yeah. Poor Kid's a bit of a jobber. We'll give it 10. I don't want to make it a squash match. We'll just go open 10-minute match. Basically, Mobstar just destroys him in storyline purposes, but yeah. And then finally, let's have Seth take on... Canadian Crusher, someone we haven't really used this episode. Non-title, of course, and it's Seth Victory. Definitely on the cards. Alright, there we go. Let's book our angles. Let's go with Callie Slick. Yeah, we can do, let's do both of them. Again, we want to just try and help both of their entertainment stats. Then we'll have Angela Mercy and Kyla Adams. Give that 6 minutes. I do want to have another angle. So let's reduce that by 2. And then we'll reduce that by 1. We'll reduce it by 2. Just so it looks a little bit nicer. And then we want to have Mobstar by himself. I want to see what he can do. I mean, it might tank a little bit, but we'll just have to wait and see. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty bad. I mean, we can go Menace. Let's go Menace. You know, he's by himself. I feel like it'll probably help him out a little bit. And then we can work the crowd with Seth and Canadian Crusher. Alright, let's run the show. First match, not too bad. 41D. We got Seth defeating Canadian Crusher in 9:38 by submission with a Minnesota stretch. No improvements. We then go to a 51D plus for the Menace angle from Mobster. Pretty decent, actually. His match getting a 42D. We got Mobster defeating Kid Fantastic in 7:36 by pinfall with a flattener DDT. Not too bad. I mean, it's done its job, that match. We then go to a 44D. We've got Angel of Mercy, of course, teaming up with Kyla Adams tonight, and the beautiful Jenny Playmate. Tag team match does relatively well, 52D+. We got Kyla Adams and Angel of Mercy defeating Venomous Death in 10:25, when Kyla defeated Cobra by pinfall with a K-trigger. And we also have Angel of Mercy improving in performance skills. That link up there, not doing too bad. We then go into the main event angle, getting a 48D+, Callie Slick and Sunny Wildside. And the main event does a 62C. Again. Back-to-back matches for Sunny Wildside. And we have Callie Slick defeating Sunny Wildside in 20:26 by pinfall with a slick back. And Sunny with a 59 in-ring performance yet again. And this time, Callie Slick with a 56. Great main event. A C. 62C. Overall show rating getting us a 44D there. Very, very solid yet again. And I mean, Sunny Wildside, like I said, he's literally pushing himself at this point. Alright, so there we go. We got some decisions. Pay rise request from Seth. I know I forgot to actually use Froshaw on that show. So that's how much I really care about it. Well, we'll give a 75% pay rise for Seth. I mean, to be fair, he's an original. He does kind of deserve to be on not even a similar wage. He's basically half. 465 is essentially half the wages of the new guys that we brought in. Anyway, let's we'll book one more show, but I want to try and find someone to replace Froshaw. Alright, let's have a look. I mean, we could just go with Gravedigger, but I kind of want someone that is going to be able to wrestle both ways, if that makes sense. I mean, Finleo Faraday, he would be a very interesting signing. Because we could literally get him over so easy. I mean, he's already over. He's pretty much main event champion quality. Hustle Mother. I mean, he could be another addition to the Long Beach Mafia. Possibly down the line. Down the line. Jake Idol. Good shout. Double champion at GSW. Good brawling. Doesn't exactly have much else apart from that. Good entertainment stats, actually. Can't knock those. Got Lasana. I mean, everyone else is pretty expensive. Let's we'll filter it out a little bit more. Go to good. Of course, you got Aces High, but we're definitely not bringing him in. As you can see, a very negative influence. Also uses soft drugs, so he'll pretty much be high coming in to wrestle. So it's a no from me. Aldous, that could be a decent shout. He's been on the shortlist for quite some time. Animal Haka. Always been a big fan of Animal Haka. Back in my New York City wrestling series. Antonio Del Vecchio. He looks really good. Hurricane Love Machine. He's cheap, but it's got to be a no from me. Bradley Blaze has really good selling and consistency. I feel like he would almost make a perfect jobber. I mean, he's a main eventer for more. Always like the look of Carlos Gonzalez. It's just too bad that he's not a little bit better, considering he's 34 years old. I mean, I suppose, yeah, let's just bring in the ring generals. It's not exactly what I wanted to do, but I mean, at this point, we may as well. They're one of the best, you know, tag teams in the world, especially for a regional company. Again, you see me negotiate downsides. This is what it's all about at regional. All right, there we go. So we'll have to get Marv as well. Very, very familiar with these guys. Probably one of my favorite tag teams, to be fair. Lower that downside as well. All right, so 1120. Very expensive, but it is what it is. The ring generals are coming to Summit Wrestling. And our push. The cult. That's what the goal is now, I guess. Unless we get some interesting vacancies at one of the bigger companies, or I mean, I would go to a regional company, such as maybe Black Canvas Grappling if they're still around even. All right, so Marv, kind of want to make him a face. You know, once we do decide to do a face heel divide, which it'll come relatively soon. I mean, I just did an auto push there. Just want to kind of make sure that everybody is where they need to be. Tyler as a mid-carder breaks my heart. We'll make Logan a mid-carder as well. Main event for Marv. What's their popularity? Only 25. But as you can see, their stats they're pretty good. They're pretty goddamn good. Mobstar dropped down to upper mid-carder, but that's fine, because Kelly Slick is still main event. And I assume Mobstar will probably go back up once Fro leaves. Get Ralph as a lower mid-carder. Rob still upper mid-card. So is Samael. So is Seth. Sonny's a mid-carder. And that's fine. Let's have a look at Steve. Up to 43 announcing. Good for him. I'm happy with him. We also need to get a color commentator relatively soon. We don't have to do it right now, but it's definitely going to be something we look at doing. Anyway, let's book our last show of the episode. We might actually put Marv in the main event. Yeah, I mean, we can. Trent Schaefer. Very talented. Oh, look at that popularity. I mean, he'll actually negotiate with us, which is pretty cool. But yeah, we're never going to be able to afford him. And there we go, Dean Waldorf as well. So we have the ring generals. And he needs to be a main eventer as well. Alright, let's book this last show. We'll have them debut. I think I want to have them debut against the Suffering, actually, in the main event. And I think we know who's going over. We'll make it interesting, actually, so... never mind. We won't make it interesting. Alright, there we go. Dean Waldorf improving his behavior as a result of wrestlers caught. Okay. I'm gonna try and rib what's his name again? Marcel. Yeah, it still didn't work. Really wish that economy would start to recover. Alright. First, we need to make the Ring Generals a tag team. So, Dean and Marv. The Ring Generals, there we go. The Ring Generals can take on the Suffering. $20 minutes. Alright, sorry about that. So yeah. Now who's better? Dean or Marv? I would say probably Marv. I mean, it doesn't really matter. We'll give Marv the victory. And he can pin Felipe. Don't really want to have my champion take a pinfall. There we go. Other matches, we'll actually do a... Let's do a double squash of Froshaw. Let's have, what's it called? I'm Sure I'm Smooth. I mean, I love that tag team name. God damn it, Froshaw. Why do you have to do this to me? I mean, he doesn't dislike me, so we can probably re-sign him again in 6 months or so. Which we'll probably do, because it's Froshaw. Why not? But we'll have them take on the Long Beach Mafia yet again. And then we're going to have Callie Slick pin Froshaw. decisive. And then we're going to have Froshaw go one-on-one with Kyle Adams. And you know who's winning this match. It's your boy, Kyle Adams. Let's script it. Call it, sorry. Yeah, I mean, I don't care. I really don't care at this point. We'll chuck that there. We'll have one more match. Singles match. Let's see if Sonny can steal the show yet again. If he does, I'll give him a title shot at some stage in the very near future. Sonny Wildside, and he can take on... I mean, I kind of want to I don't want to give him a decent opponent. Let's give him Cobra. I want to see what he can do with Cobra. You know, Cobra's an original. We'll give it 12. Sonny to get the victory. And this is basically his real test. I mean, Cobra's no slouch, but, you know, he's nothing too special. Alright, there we go. Book our angles. We'll go... I don't think the ring generals can... Oh, they kind of have menace. Do they, though? They kind of don't. Alright, what we'll do is we'll do Felipe and Seth. Then we'll do Kyla, Jenny, and I guess we'll throw Fro in there. Bit of a departing gift. Him being absolutely pissed off. That's 74 minutes, so we'll actually work the crowd with this match here. I would have liked to have given the Long Beach Mafia a promo, but I feel like it's more important for Tyler to have it, to be honest. Yeah, that's our last show of the episode. I think it's going to be a good one. I think that main event will pull through. Anyway, we start off with a 49D+. We got the Long Beach Mafia defeating I'm Sure I'm Smooth in 9:59 when Cali Slick defeated Fro Shaw by pinfall with a slick back. We also have Austin Smooth improving in performance skills. We then go into a 50D+, not as great, which is not really Sonny's fault. I mean, Cobra only got a 34 in-ring performance, and the match was a 50D+. So he's still carrying him pretty hard. Anyway, Sonny Wildside does defeat Cobra in 12:28 by pinfall with a fear factor. We then go into a 40D- with the Kyla Adams Froshaw angle. The match gets a 48D+. We got Kyla Adams defeating Froshaw in 12:21 by pinfall with a K trigger. And you have got to be kidding me. Oh, that's that is so annoying. I think that's the first chemistry we've had for Kyla. And it's with Froshaw, who is leaving the company after this event. Oh man, that's so frustrating. Yeah, Kyla Adams defeats Froshaw in 12:21 by pinfall with a K trigger, and they have great chemistry, and it showed in their performance. And we also have Froshaw improving in performance skills, so yeah, that sucks. That sucks ass, big time. Man, that's annoying. Anyway, moving on to the Sufferings angle, their promo before the main event, getting a 56C-, which is a pretty surprising angle coming from these two. I mean, I haven't checked their entertainment skills recently, but I'm I'm expecting it to be pretty good due to a rating like that. Like, Kyla has B-, so does Jenny, and they can't pull ratings that good, so that's interesting. Anyway, the main event getting a 60C. We have the debuting Ring Generals defeating the Suffering in 1953 when Marv Statler defeated Felipe Caballero by pinfall with a wheelbarrow bomb. Both of them debuting their Enforcer gimmicks. Dean getting great and Marv getting very good. And yeah, Seth and Felipe, 61 and 62 in-ring performances. That is insane. Wow. And a lot of improvements. We got Seth improving in performance skills, Felipe in technical skills, and then Marv Statler improving in both rumble and performance skills there. And a 60C rated main event. Very good. Overall share rating getting us a 45D, which I am very, very happy with. Alright, one more thing I want to have a look at. Our top 10 matches. I'm very curious. And there we go. I mean, that's really frustrating. Froshaw leaves Summit Wrestling. Anyway, let's we have to go to company. I think we have to go to company, don't we? Top 100. Let's go matches. Our top 10 matches, we have Sunny Wildside defeating Felipe. We got Callie Slick defeating Sunny Wildside. And then that is our third highest match. The Ring Generals defeating the Suffering. And interestingly enough, behind that, number 4, we got Samael and Kyla Adams also defeating the Suffering for an equal 60C. So yeah, it's good to see Kyla up there, even though I think that's... Oh, he's got another one down here. Another tag match. At the last event. Survivor? Oh no, never mind. Was it the last event? I think it was. Anyway, he also has number 10 actually. Kyla Adams defeating El Medico Jr. So, and that was of course at the series finale in December. Not too bad. Definitely pretty happy with how things are going. And actually, I just noticed that our popularity has gone up to a 32E+, so we're well safe of falling back from regional to small. Yeah, there we go, guys. That's going to wrap up the episode. If you could smash the like button, it'd be much appreciated. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel for all these episodes coming out in the future, and of course for all the TEW 2020 content that will be dropping. We're going to have a big series to start off with, just to get used to the new features, the transformation of the game, because let's be real, it's probably going to be quite different to what it is now, which is fine. I'm happy for that. So that first series is going to be big. I think we're going to be doing a Road to Glory on 2020 at some stage as well. Probably within the first, few months, maybe 6 months. We'll see how we go. And there's going to be a lot of TEW content coming out. I'm going to try and do some tips and tricks, maybe some helpful videos in there as well. We'll just have to wait and see. Anyways, as always, take it easy, and I hope you enjoy the end of Stat Screen.